What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all already know who it is. It is your girl, Ashley, your favorite 504 girl, bringing you another beautiful episode of Black Girl Interrupt the podcast. I had to say a small prayer before I logged on for tonight because tonight the conversations are going to get a little heavy. Today is International Men's Day. Today I'm discussing all things about men. Conversations, again, are going to get very heavy tonight. Tonight I'm going to be discussing mental health in men, domestic violence in men, sexual abuse in men, and where we as mothers have come up short. So anyone that is new to Black Girl Interrupt the podcast, before I even jump into tonight's conversation, I love to play something inspirational, empowering, uplifting, because I want y'all to know that I care, that I love you. Regardless of what the world says about you, Ashley loves you. So before we get into tonight's conversation, let me give you a little some inspiration, and then we're going to jump right on in.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
What happens when you're a gazelle and you're not being pushed? You're not being prodded. You're not given a reward. Nobody's encouraging you. What happens when you're a gazelle and the lion's not chasing you anymore? You stop running. But what happens when you're a lion? When you're a lion, it does not make a difference. You realize that if your family is going to eat, that if that pack of lions is to survive, then you gotta go hunt. A part of being a beast just ain't eating a gazelle. A part of being a beast is the hunts. It's the hunt that they're excited about. They like to see the gazelles run. Then boom, they take off. Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process. You're not in love with the process.
A true hunter's goal is not the prize. A true hunter's goal is to hunt. That's what they live for. They live to hunt. They don't just live to catch it. It's the whole process. When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time, you go by the gazelle. When you are a true hunter, you hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another.
If you're going to do what you say you're going to do, be what you say you're going to be, you're going to have to lion me out. You a gazelle, you're going to come up short. You a gazelle, you're going to have an average experience. You a student, I need you in lion mode. You an entrepreneur, I need you in lion mode. You trying to lose weight, lion mode. You can't do nothing significant in gazelle mode, nothing. Nothing impressive happens in gazelle mode. Nothing happens in run mode, give up mode, quit mode, scared mode, fearful mode, nothing happens. Everything happens in lion mode like I'm coming to get you.
All right, all right. Oh, I definitely needed that little pick me up today because, again, I had to pray over this conversation that we're going to have tonight. I really had to. This is a much needed these are much needed conversations. But tonight again we're celebrating our fellas. Today is International Men's Day. So we're discussing all things men. Ladies, I don't mind you tuning in, but tonight this is about the men. I always hold spaces for ladies, but tonight I'm talking to my fellas because my fellas, they don't hear it enough that we appreciate them. They don't hear that we love them, that we see them, we respect them. You understand? You always see, oh, well, men ain't this, men ain't that. No, we're not doing that tonight. So I'm telling you, women, if you are coming here to be negative, I would like for you to go ahead and exit stage left because y'all know how I get down on Black Girl Interrupt That podcast. I'm asking God just to carry me through this episode tonight. Because you fellas, I know you don't hear it a lot, but you mean everything to me. I know the world says black men ain't this, black men ain't that, but to me, you're everything. When I see a black man walk into the room, I see strength. I see greatness. I see something beautiful. But on the flip side, I see the pain. I see the hurt. I see the trauma that you carry, that people have endured and placed upon you, and you were forced to carry this. I know you guys heard, oh, men are they shouldn't feel anything. They should be strong, but they're human first before anything. I promise I'm gonna keep it together tonight. I promise, but I can't guarantee. I'm a promise, but I can't guarantee. Oh, there go my girl. Hey, Myra, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoyed tonight's conversation because I am going to be addressing some things that we mothers have done to fail our boys. So, yeah, it's going to get real tonight. Again, I'm talking all things men. Domestic violence. Men are domestic violence survivors. Men have been sexually abused. Men have been, their mental health. They don't have the beautiful spaces to come in and talk without being judged, without being told, oh, you're sassy or you shouldn't feel that way. Over here, let me tell you something, baby. You feel however you feel. Because at the end of the day, again, like I said, you're human first. So you're entitled to those feelings. You're entitled to those emotions, men. And let me tell you something, that doesn't make you weak. If you're sad, baby, be sad. If you angry, you're mad, you upset, you happy, you got every right to feel that. Regardless of what the world says, Ashley says different. I don't care what they say. I'm here to change the trajectory. I'm here to apologize. I'm here to take accountability for where I failed my son. Let me let that marinate a little bit because again, I'm a mother of a black man. And I failed my son. I failed him. I didn't show up for him like I was supposed to. And you have a lot of men out here that are carrying that because moms didn't show up. Moms made them the man of the house when dad left. A lot of men didn't get to enjoy being children because they were forced at 12, 13, 14 years old to take on the responsibility of a man, and they didn't have the emotional capacity to do just that. So I see a lot of my fellas carry this pain, they carry this trauma. And then I see the ones that when they have children, they show up, they're present for their children, for their sons, for their daughters. But they don't want the world to see that. They want the world to see the black man as he's a gangster, he's a robber, he's a stealer, he's a thug. No, baby, Because I know some positive black men that are doctors, that are lawyers, police officers, firefighters, that are doing phenomenal things in this world. And I'd be damned if I continue to let that continue. I'm not. We're changing the dynamic on that. Hey, big brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling lovely today. I hope you had a beautiful, amazing day. We're halfway through the week. So I hope the week has been good for you. I hope whatever it is that you prayed for, I hope your blessings continue to overflow abundantly because you deserve that. I'm going to keep it together tonight. I promise y'all. I'm going to keep it together. But I'm telling y'all, when it comes to me talking about my men, Y'all hold a soft spot in my heart. You understand? Y'all hold a beautiful space in my heart. And I just want to pour into y'all tonight. I want to love on y'all. I want to empower you. I want to encourage you. I want to uplift you. I want you to know that whatever they say, I'm going to tell you differently. Because I love you, because I know who you are. I know y'all are winners. This is who y'all are. So tonight's show is dedicated to every man who carries strength with silence. This is who this is for. This is for y'all. I want the world to see y'all differently. I want the world to know that y'all are beautiful. Y'all are everything. I think y'all are amazing. I don't care what you've done in your past. I don't care what you do. But just be you. Don't ever change, regardless. My brother says it's been a good week, sis, and thank you. I received all the prayers. I love you. I love you back. I love you back. And if no one, let me tell you, black man, if no one has told you today, I love you, and I'm proud of you, and I'm rooting for you. I may not say it out loud, but you're going to hear it tonight. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. I'm proud of you. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I understand you. No, I'm not a man, but I'm a human just like you. So I want you to be the best that you could be. Stop worrying about how you start. Just worry about how you're going to finish. Because you are greatness. You are destined for greatness. I know, baby. I know you fell down. I know you felt like the world gave up on you. I know it. But I'm not giving up on you. So this is what tonight's show is about. Again, this show is dedicated to every man who carries strength with silence. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right on into it. Yes, I'm ripping a Band-Aid off because we got to have this conversation. Again, everyone that's tuning in, thank y'all for tuning in again to another episode of Black Girl Interrupted. Y'all know it's your girl Ash, your favorite 504 girl. I'm bringing y'all. We are celebrating International Men's Day. And this was something I never even knew existed until I really started to pay attention to men, till I started to listen to men and hear their cries, that they don't say out loud, their actions, their demeanor. So I want to pour into you. So before we jump, right while we get into this, the first topic for tonight is men and domestic violence. Keep your hands to yourself, ladies. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Men are domestic abuse survivors also. Men don't report it because they're not taken seriously. I remember a couple of years ago, I spoke about this topic. And some of the comments that I saw were so disgusting to me. Because how dare you, woman, lady, child, girl, whatever you want me to call you. How dare you ridicule men that are domestic abuse survivors or men that are in domestic violence relationships? How dare you? How dare you not extend the same grace to them that you want the world to extend to you? Every 1 in 5 men is in a domestic abuse relationship. They don't talk about it. They're embarrassed. Because again, the world has told men, you're not supposed to feel that. You're supposed to carry that. You're strong. You're a man. No, baby. Men are now getting tired of carrying that load. Men are now speaking out. And the men that are speaking out, you women are calling them sassy. Oh, he's so sassy. Well, let me say this to you women. To the women that think that way, let me correct myself. To the women that think that way, I'm going to pray for your spirit. I'm going to pray that God removes that envious and hateful spirit out of your heart. Because again, you have men that are suffering right now. There are men right now in a domestic violence relationship. Women coming home and you hitting on your man, you're pushing him, you're slapping him. And abuse doesn't always have to be physical. I've heard how some of you women talk to men. Oh, you ain't this. You sorry. You broke. You this. And this was coming from me. I used to say those very same things to men because I had daddy issues. So I projected my trauma on the men because of what my father did to me. So no, I didn't give men respect. I wanted to stand toe to toe with men. And no, I can't beat no man up. But that was me. That was my thought process. That was my mentality. I was masculine until I became a DV survivor. So to you men, you don't deserve that. I need you men to start knowing your worth. I need you men to start knowing how valuable you really truly are. I need you men to know how much the world needs y'all. You can't have woman without man. Somebody better say hello. Somebody better say amen. Because you can't have one man without a man. You understand? The man is supposed to lead. The man is the head. But some of you women, because you want to wear the panties and the boxers, you misconstrue what submission really truly means. Y'all misconstrue that. You're supposed to allow that man to lead you. You're supposed to allow that man to be a man. Stop taking it from him because you possess not a part to be a man. And I said that, and I'm standing on that. And I don't care who don't like it. But again, tonight, it's about my men. It's about my fellas, babe. I'm celebrating y'all tonight. We're getting into the brink of it, babe. We get into the meat and potatoes of it. Because I owe y'all. I owe y'all. I owe y'all this. Y'all deserve this. So my sis says, mental and emotional abuse hits hard. Words cut deep. You know what, sis? Let me tell you. I remember when my son and my daughter, they were young. And this was when I was in my evil phase. You understand? This was when I was in my phase that I wanted everybody to hurt. I was projecting my trauma on my son, my children. And I remember I told my son, I wish I never would have had you. This is what I told my son, y'all. I told him that. I made my son feel less than. That's what I did to him. We had a very strained relationship because I couldn't be present for them because I couldn't be present for me. So my son didn't get the best version of me. But I want you fellas to know, some of us mothers, we didn't know. We didn't know how to we didn't know how to balance our emotions, so we would project. What they say, hurt people, that's what we did. And I made my son feel less than. I remember there was once upon a time my son didn't like black women because of me. I caused that. Again, domestic violence is not always physical. It could be emotional. It could be verbal. Stop telling that man he ain't shit. Stop telling him that because your daddy wasn't shit. My sister Nat say, preach, sissy. Stop telling that man that. Stop belittling that man. Stop embarrassing that man. Stop getting out in public disrespecting that man. Because I've seen you ladies do it. And I've seen the women behind you that be hyping you up. Yes, sis. Girl, you better tell him. And then you wonder why you ain't got no man. Then you wonder why you sitting on the sofa by yourself, peddling through dating sites. Because don't no man want to deal with you and your foolishness. Don't no man want to be with no woman that belittles and berates him and makes him feel less than. No man wants a woman that takes his pride. Don't no man want no woman like that. No man wants a woman like their mama. Unless their mama was a good one. Let me say that. Let me correct myself. But it's a lot of us mamas that failed our sons. It's a lot of our mamas that had our sons in situations that they didn't have no business being in. It's us mamas that made our children witness us be in abusive relationships. So guess what? Your son thought that was normal. He normalized that. So now your son is an abuser. I know y'all gonna say, oh, she a pick me, oh, she putting down men. You can call me whatever you want, but y'all don't like the truth. That's the problem. See, because your homegirls be hyping you up and be telling you everything that you're doing is, girl, yes, he deserve it. No, he don't. The same way you don't deserve to be abused, that man doesn't either. And we learn this behavior from our grandmothers, from our aunties, because they told us, oh, we don't need no man. You better do this and don't depend on no man. Okay. So when you need your tire change, who you calling? Because remember, you don't need no man. Remember that? You don't need one. We were built to be companions. You understand? We were built to be that way. To grow with somebody, to love and nurture and receive that in return. Man, y'all just don't even understand. My brother say facts. My brother say facts. So we're gonna keep the conversation rolling. Here we go. Like I say, tonight we're talking about domestic violence, and I got a little clip for y'all. If y'all don't believe me that men are domestic abuse survivors, here's a little bit of proof for you.
Domestic violence is a growing problem in Georgia, and advocates say the victims aren't just women and children.
A new report released today suggests men are being victimized a lot more than we think. Fox 5's Brian Hill has a look at the new study from the Georgia Commission on Family Violence.
The 20-page report is the state agency's first study focusing on male victims of family or domestic violence. The Georgia Commission on Family Violence hopes this study will help educate law enforcement and other community stakeholders about the challenges men face and why their assaults often fall through the cracks.
The belief that the domestic violence organizations and shelters and safe houses out there, I believe among males, is that they aren't there to service them.
The Georgia Commission on Family Violence's graph here shows the data collected from 2016 to 2020. While women make up the majority of family violence victims, the report found that men account for 30%.
We have to, as a society, give men the space to admit that they are victims.
The Commission's research identified 256,000 reported family violence incidents over a 4-year period. According to the report, 1 in 10 men experience stalking, sexual, and/or physical violence by an intimate partner during their lifetime.
When it's a female who is the abuser, the natural inclination, I think, may be to assume that he can handle himself.
The agency believes the number of male victimization is much higher and isn't reported primarily due to social norms around gender roles, the idea of disbelief by law enforcement and other stakeholders, and a perceived lack of services for men.
If there's a male identified at the scene who is a victim, I think there is an unconscious bias, so men may not get referrals at the scene for services.
The report says that all victims experience barriers to reporting their abuse and getting support. However, they say male victims face barriers that are intensified by socially normalized perceptions of men as perpetrators of violence. The Commission's goal for this report is to create awareness and improve responsiveness and accessibility to services for anyone in this struggle.
Without adequate services, we risk more lives being lost.
The Commission now plans to examine other special populations like immigrant and LGBTQ communities who've also been less represented in conversations about this issue. Brian Hill, Fox 5 News.
Let's let that soak in for just a moment, because some people didn't believe that this was a thing. Some people didn't believe or understand. How can a man be in a domestic violence relationship? Easy, because I've seen you women slap these men in public. I've seen the way you berated these men in public. I see the way you women berate men on social media. Y'all get on here and you got a bunch of silly females behind you hyping you up as you berate and belittle this man. And then you wonder why he don't talk to you. Because we as women, we can be very evil and vindictive. See, what we have done is a man will believe we are his safe space because we're supposed to. Because when a man is out there in the world and he's fighting the world, because number one, he's black and he's a man in America. So he's already dealing with enough. So do you think that man wants to come home and listen to you, yeah, all day? Girl, shut up sometime. Be quiet. Relax a little bit, baby. It's cool. But men can't get comfortable with us because we've weaponized what they've told us against them. You had a man open up to you, everything is good, but then Mad Day rolls around. And you know what you do? Yeah, that's why your cousin was touching on you when you was a child. Baby, I had to throw that braid back. And I say that because I was once that woman. Yes. Your cute little freckle-faced friend was that woman that used to berate men the very same way we see done on social media, the way we see in our families, the way we see other relationships or other couples. Yes. 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 We see that. So I want my fellas to know that tonight I hear you. I pray that you heal from the things that you don't speak of. I pray that when you walk away tonight or when you leave here tonight, that you go to sleep a little lighter, that your load is a little lighter. I pray that when you wake up in the morning, you can finally relax. You can unclench your jaw. This is what I want my men to take away from this conversation tonight. I want my men to know not all women are like that. I want my fellas to know that there are some women that do walk with you. We hold your hand, baby. We cry with you. We rejoice with you. There are still some beautiful women out here in the world that will do just that with you. But then you got to remember, there are still some bitter Bettys out here that are still dealing from their own emotional trauma that maybe their mother or their father inflicted on them. So they're coming to project it on you. Some people don't want to unlearn those unhealthy behaviors. Some people don't. I get it why some of my men shut down because they've been hurt. They think back to what their mama did or what their grandmother did or what their auntie did or what a cousin did or what a sister did. I get it. Again, I'm not a man, but I'm human. And I have those same feelings. I have those same emotions as you. But tonight, I just want you to know you got a friend in me. I just had to lighten the load. You got a friend in me. I just had to say that. I love Toy Story, y'all. Don't. Hey, I just had to lighten the mood a little bit because sometimes I do get a little heavy. And sometimes I got to throw a little joke in, a little jokey joke, just a little something. Hey, sis. I see you, babe. Good to see you. Welcome in. I know Mela Yella says not at all. We value you. We uplift you. We appreciate you. And most importantly, we love you. We love you. My brother, Nutty P, says they don't want to take accountability for their actions because they don't feel like they've done anything wrong. Of course, because you have someone that's co-signing their foolery that they do. You have someone behind them that's gassing them up, that's putting a battery in their back and telling them, girl, yeah, tell him, girl. You better let him know who you is, girl. Okay. And that same woman that's hyping you up in the bed is going home snuggling with her husband right now. Some of you women, some of y'all really make me sick. I'm just going to go and say it. Some of y'all really do. Y'all disgust me with your behavior. I remember going, again, Y'all welcome to, I see some new people tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, y'all welcome back. My name is Ashley. I am the creator of Black Girl Interrupted podcast. This is a space for all of us, not just women, but for my fellas too. This is a safe space. Tonight, we're discussing International Men's Day. So tonight is all things men. I'm getting into the meat and potatoes of things that men go through. Right now, we're talking about men and domestic violence. Keep your hands to yourself, ladies. I think when a domestic violence situation arises and the woman is the perpetrator, I think you need to go to jail too. I think the same way they come and arrest me, you need to go to jail. You need to get whatever time they give them, you need to get that same maximum amount of time. Because we see this all the time. And then people say, oh man, you weak. How you let that girl do you like that? He's afraid. Man, how can you be afraid of a woman? Because we're the nurturers. And we use manipulative tactics to reel you in. Some women they're all nice and sweet on the outside until you get to know the she-devil behind closed doors. I watch Fatal Attraction. I watch these shows. I know men that have been in domestic violence relationships. I've seen women slapping men in public. I've seen it. And that's not to take away that there's some bad men in the world. So I don't want y'all to feel, I don't want you ladies to feel like, she just down in black. No, I'm not. Because I will always acknowledge the good ones. But you bitter betties and you sour apples, y'all are the ones I'm talking about tonight. The ones that made your son, again, step in when that man left. I've heard you women tell your 14-year-old son, get your stupid ass in there. Get your dumb ass in there. You's a dumb mother sucker. I've heard you women say that. But I don't say anything because you know what? That's not my place. But on the back end, I'm praying for your son. I'm praying that when he grows up, he doesn't carry that trauma with him. So that way you don't your son don't end up with 4, 5 baby mamas and these broken homes. My brother says, not one lie told. But I see this. And I see some of you men that do this to your boys. Because this is what your father did to you. So you just carrying on the tradition. Not even thinking how that's going to affect your child or your children later on down the road. So you can't be upset at what you've instilled in your child. You can't be upset at the abuse that you placed upon your child. So don't be surprised when you're visiting your son in a cemetery or behind bars. Because he watched mama go through that. He watched daddy do that to mama. And daddy told him, that's you a man. You a man. That's how you keep your women in line. I've seen it. You OGs, that's how you raise these boys. Because that was taught to you. Not knowing that was abuse. You called it discipline. That was abuse. You beating your son, and I see it. You know what? Let me tell you. I see it more on social media where these men and these women are getting on social media embarrassing their sons. You whooping your sons on social media. And then you wonder why the police knocking at your door. Stop abusing your sons. Stop it, women. Stop it, mamas. Stop it, grandmas. Stop it, aunties. Stop. Because guess what? Us good women will have to deal with that later on. Because now we're going to have to try to undo what you've done to him, the trauma that you inflicted on him all these years. This is what you've done. Again, I'm speaking about me. Because I was verbally abusive to my son. I said things to my son that my son should not have never heard. How dare I tell my child I wish I never had you. How dare I tell him that? And my son resented me. Again, I'm holding us accountable for where we shortchanged our sons. Where our sons, and I get it. We tried to do the best that we could. But for your children, you're supposed to try harder, baby. You're supposed to go hard for your children. You're supposed to be 1,000% in, baby. You're not never supposed to put a man before your child. You're not never supposed to make your son feel like he's worthless. You're supposed to raise, you should be, as a mother and a father, raising your son to be strong, respectable, honorable. Because you can't control them when they're away from you. Their behavior is a reflection of you. And a lot of y'all parents don't want to take accountability for that. We saw that yesterday. What a young lady was walking home with her 2 children. And you had boys and girls jumping on this woman. That's learned behavior. Maybe they don't have a positive role model. We need to bring the village back. But first and foremost, we have to stop placing this abuse on our boys. They don't deserve that. Because then they go from boys to men. We got to stop that, mamas. We got to stop that, ladies. We're the nurturers. You understand? We're the ones that allow our sons to feel. We're the ones that allow our sons to be safe. We're their the father is the protector. We're the nurturer. We're the one that we give them that gentle toe. Where did we lose sight of that? Where did we lose sight of that? I'm going to pause for a minute because I want my fellas that are in here. I want y'all to put a blue heart in the chat for International Men's Day. Put a blue heart in the chat for International Men's Day. Ladies, you can too. But my fellas, again, this is for you tonight. This y'all time to shine, baby. This is my time to wake some things up. It may trigger some. But I want to promote healing. I want to promote y'all to release that trauma from your body so you can walk in the best stance you could ever be in. You own this. You deserve this. Again, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Black Girl Interrupted Podcast. Tonight we are talking International Men's Day. And again, I'm dedicating this show to every man who carries strength with silence. This is for y'all. I'm showing up for y'all. I'm being present for my men. I need my men to know, man, we got a real one on our side. We got a real one that understands. We got a real one that sees us, that does not judge. Because who am I? I'm just little old Ashley. That's all I am. That's all I am. I'm just little old Ashley, baby. That's all I am. I see these blue hearts. To my mothers that have sons. Ladies, I want to know, honestly, what have you done to your children? What have you done to your boys? Where have you shortchanged them at? And it's okay. This is a safe space. This is no judgment. Because mothers, I want you to release some of this pain too. Because you carry the trauma. Because now some fellas have no relationship with their mothers because of what the moms have done to them. It makes it difficult for men to have relationships with women because of what their mothers have done to them. Yes. Yes. I want to know. And you good. Because again, I'm not here to judge nobody. But again, when it comes to domestic violence, ladies, I want you to keep your hands to yourself. Because when that man gets fed up enough, and again, I don't want y'all to feel like I'm promoting violence or condoning violence, because I don't. Both of y'all need to keep your hands to yourself. But you're going to push a man so far that when he reacts, then he's going to be wrong. Keep your hands to yourself. Men don't deserve to be hit on. They don't deserve to be, physically abused. They don't deserve to be emotionally abused. They don't deserve to be verbally abused. Again, men deal with enough in the world, okay? You see the videos. They're racially profiled. They're passed over for jobs. They're judged by the clothes that they wear. When they're driving a nice car, living in a nice neighborhood, they're automatically, oh, he's a gangster. Oh, he sells drugs. Not all black men sell drugs. Not all black men play basketball. Not all black men play football. Again, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have police officers, firefighters, judges. Baby, we have it all. School teachers, principals, mentors. That's what we got. But it's up to us women to pick our men back up when they fall down. You don't never kick him when he's down. You don't never tell him, oh, you sorry. I don't know why I got with you. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I did that. Stop it. My sister says it's time to take accountability for the childhood trauma inflicted upon these young men and boys. It's time. Some of y'all not ready to own what you've done because you don't see fault in what you did. Because it's so easy for women to say, oh, well, the daddy left. Okay, I'm not no man. I don't know. Okay, well, then put them around positive role models. Do that. Again, we are supposed to be going the extra mile for our sons and our daughters, for our children. We're supposed to be going hard in the paint. We're not supposed to be shortchanging them. We're supposed to be loving on them. We're supposed to be pouring into our sons. And I understand some other situations, father may have passed away, father may have went to jail, you and the father may have broke up. Another thing, ladies, stop using your children as pawns. The man don't want you no more. But stop not allowing this man to be in your child's life because he don't want to be with you. We see this. Stop holding that child hostage because you mad. And then you wonder why your son feels empty. When he had a daddy that was trying, but he had a mama that tried to that interjected it because she was mad. I spoke about this. I've encouraged you ladies. When you got a present man, when you got a present daddy, a trying daddy, let that man do. Because the person that ends up hurt is your child, not you, your baby. Because you denied his father access to him because of your emotions and your feelings. How fair is that to your son? How fair is that? How fair is that to your child? Because you and your feelings. Because you and the daddy broke up and now you don't want your daddy, you don't want the daddy around his son or sons. How dare you? But fellas, let me tell you this. I want you fellas to learn your rights. To the present daddies, to the trying daddies. Go take that woman back to court and have them hold her in contempt. If there's a child support order, baby, let me tell you something. You better learn your child support laws of the state that you reside in. Because some fellas didn't even know that if they're paying court order child support and you women are not abiding by that child support order, let me finish my thought and then because I already know what y'all finna say. If there's court order child support and this man has not been abusive or done any ill to your child, let that man see his son. Let that man see his daughter. Because see, guess what? You're going to regret it in the end. Because your son, your daughter, they're going to resent you. Because of all the lies you told, for everything that you said. Yes. Hey, Sugar Plum. Good to see you, Tisha. She said, greatness. She says, I love you. I love you back. I love you back. She says, you are appreciated, and you're appreciated too. I appreciate fellowshipping with you. I love it. I do see some more people coming in. I do want to say welcome to Black Girl Interrupt the podcast. It is your girl Ashley, your favorite girl from the 504, bringing you another beautiful episode. Tonight we're doing International Men's Day, all things men. So we were just speaking about domestic violence, abuse. Again, domestic violence, abuse. It does not have to be physical. It could be mental. It could be emotional. It could be verbal. I'm discussing all things men. I'm here again tonight to encourage my men. I'm here to love on my men. I'm here to pour into my men because you know why? They don't hear it enough. They don't hear that we appreciate them. They don't hear that we see them, that we hear them, we understand. Bae, if you ever have a problem, let's talk about it. Men need safe spaces. And this is their safe space over here with me. Because let me tell you something. One thing about me, I'm not going to let nobody touch you. I'm not going to let nobody hurt you. I'm going to reinforce how beautiful you are. I'm going to reinforce how special you are. I'm going to reinforce how needed you are. You are imperative in this world. Again, you can't have woman without a man. Again, I know y'all going to be in the comments talking about, she'll pick me. But I'm a wife too. Okay? Who's dealing with a man that was broken? Who had to make it safe for him. Because when my husband walks out this door, I pray over him. I pray over him before he leaves. I pray over him when he lays down at night. Because I don't know what kind of day my husband has had. I don't know what he's encountered. I give my husband grace. I give him time also. I give him space, but I leave the door open to let him know if and whenever the world gets too heavy, your partner's right here to carry the load with you. See, we're a partnership. But I didn't know what that meant to be a partner to a man because you know why? Because I was too busy trying to wear the thongs and the boxers. Because I was trying to make up for the hole I had in my heart because my father was not a present father. You understand? My son's father, not present. My son found solace in the boys' club. So my son was around positive men. I made sure that regardless of what I did to him, regardless of how I tore my son down, I made sure that my son was respectable. I made sure, and I tell my son even now when he's about to be 25, keep your hands to yourself. I tell my son, let go of that. My son is the reason we're having this conversation. I'm holding myself accountable. I'm apologizing on behalf of the mothers that failed their boys. I'm apologizing. I may not have been the one that inflicted the pain on you, but I'm a mother that did it to her son. So I apologize. I hold myself accountable for that. And I hope some of you mothers that are watching, I hope you will do the same. Mend that relationship with your son because boys need their mothers. And when I say they need you, they need the best version of you. Mama, that son don't care about them Jordans. Mama, that son don't care if y'all sitting in the dark together as long as he got you. As long as you show up for him, he will love and respect you even more. But most importantly, ladies, you got to show your sons what a healthy relationship looks like. You got to make it safe for your son. You got to make him comfortable to be able to come and talk to you when the world gets too heavy for him. Because when you don't make it safe at home, guess what? Your son goes to the streets. And he finds a home in the streets, and then guess what? You're visiting your son in one or two places, in the jail or in the cemetery. And we got too many of our black men behind bars and in the cemetery. Yeah, I'm getting on my soapbox. You damn right. Because we see it. We're losing our black brothers, our black boys to the streets. We got to pull them back together. We got to bring the village together. Stop telling that man in the store not to tell your son to pull his clothes up. Mamas, y'all got to stop this. Y'all got to stop. You got to stop it before you lose your son for good. Stop abusing your son. Again, stop telling your son, oh, you just like your sorry ass daddy. Stop it, because that's the mentality he's going to take when he grows up. You damn right I'm pissed right now. Because I was that mother. I did it to my son. I'm not ashamed to tell nobody. See, a lot of y'all women, y'all afraid to let your hymns show. And then you got some woman behind you or your friends that are hyping you up and telling you, girl, yeah, that's how you get them bars. Girl, you better tell them, girl. What? And then you wonder why your son is depressed. You wonder why you don't find out anything about your child until after he unalives himself. Where he writes you a letter and tells you, where he's been trying to tell you what you're doing to him, he don't like it. And mama, you so busy overlooking it because you so busy thinking about yourself and less about your child or your children. That's what you mamas are doing. I said it. I may lose some friends tonight. I don't care. But y'all need to hear this, ladies. Absolutely. I ripped the Band-Aid off. I ripped it off. Let them sores and them wounds heal. Let them heal. Stop being a victim and go and be a victor. Change the trajectory. But I also need my fellas. I need y'all to step in on behalf of your children, your sons, because they need y'all. Show them that what you were taught was bull. Show them the correct way, how they're supposed to carry themselves when they're away from you, because again, your children are a reflection of you. So if your son is out there cutting up in the streets and all of that, where did you miss the mark? What part did you overlook, mama? When you got your son trying to tell you, mama, I'm hurting. Mama is this, mama is that. I don't want to hear, I'm tired. I didn't work 2 jobs today. That's your son's fault? Again, y'all, I get it. I've been a single mama. I've worked and went to school at the same time. But I thank God for my mother and my sister for stepping and moving in on my behalf when I couldn't show up and be present for my children. I salute my mother for showing and teaching my son how to be respectful. I salute my mama for that. I salute the village, the boys club that stepped in and enveloped my son in a cocoon of love. I appreciate that. Because my son wouldn't be the man that he's growing into today. Let's get to some of the comments, and we're going to keep the conversation rolling because it's really about to get heavy. Hey, T, my brother Terrence, he says, sis, you are amazing. Thank you for this. No, thank you. This is for y'all. I did this for y'all because y'all aren't celebrated enough. Y'all don't get the accolades and the flowers because I want you to smell these roses while you're still here. Because I don't want to wait and be like, oh man, I should have told my brother I loved him. I love you. And I'm proud of you. And I'm going to tell you like I told the other men. I pray that you heal from the things that you don't talk about. I pray that you continue to do the beautiful things that you do between your wife and your children. I salute you. I applaud you. But most importantly, I love you. I love you. I absolutely adore you. My sis Yoshi says, she's like, hey, Sissy Pooh, hey, sis, how you doing tonight? My sister say, that's right. My brother say, you better tell him. Some of them ain't ready to hear this. And that's okay. And that's cool. A lot of people not ready for this. We're going to take a breather. Because this next topic that I'm about to get into, trigger warning. Let me trigger warning. There's my son. Hold on. Let me bring him in. Hey, boy. Hey, Bubba.
Hey.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Uh-uh.
All right, hold on. Let me do it from my computer. Hold on.
All right, so he's going to go out and come back in. So the next conversation we're about to get into, let me take a deep breath. Let me take a deep breath. Let me breathe. Let me relax my mind. My soul says yes. Let me. This part of the conversation gets a little heavy for me. Some of y'all have seen the dynamic between me and my son on my show. Because I've never wavered from anything about the relationships with me and my children. I've never wavered away from that. But this part of the conversation gets real heavy for me. And this is mother-son relationships. Most of you know, or those that don't know, I was not a present mother when it came to my children. I was verbally abusive to my children. Not physical, but verbally, emotionally abusive to my children, particularly my son. My son, we're just waiting on him to come back in. My son, again, is who made me who I am today. He was the one that made me recognize what I was doing to them. My son made me see things in myself that I couldn't see. My son. Mother and son relationships are heavy. They're difficult at times. Because we as women, we can't teach our boys to be men. I don't care what y'all say. We hear that all the time. Oh, yeah, I'm teaching my son. A woman, we just cannot. We do the best, with what we can, with the tools that we have. But we also need to start encouraging and putting our children in situations around positive role models. I've seen the dynamic of a lot of mothers and sons, where the sons become the husbands, where when the father leaves or husband, whomever leaves, and now you tell your son he has to assume the position of being the man in the house. No, we're not doing that. Let these children play their video games. Let these kids go outside and play. Yeah, they have to do chores, wash dishes, keep their room clean, keep the bathroom clean. But there's no way on earth your 14-year-old son should be working at McDonald's to help you pay bills in the house at 14 years old. I remember I was talking to a girlfriend of mine who has two sons. And one of her sons took on the role of being the quote unquote man of the house because he was the oldest and mama told him that's what he had to do. So he didn't get to be a kid. So we were talking and she says, I regret not letting my boys be boys. She said, I regret that. I say, well, why do you regret it? She said, because my sons don't even respect women. I say, but what do you mean? She said, they just don't. They want to be kids. They want these women to take care of them. I say, but whose fault is that? I know, girl. I say, she's got one son who doesn't work. He sits at home and plays games all day. Her other son, she has no relationship with him because when he turned 18 and went off to college, he didn't return. He said, so she said, I said, well, have you tried reaching out? She said, he doesn't want to have anything to do with me. Mella says, you can't teach them how to be a man based off of your idea of what a man should be. Baby, let me tell you something. You better say that louder for the people in the back.
Can you hear me
Hey,
now?
Pop.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know what's going on with your sound. Let me see. You may have to adjust your sound. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is your volume off on your computer?
No.
Go into the audio settings and try to.
Hello?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Mm-mm.
Mm,
I don't know what's going on. Why I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Try and do it on. Go through your phone and see.
Hello?
It's still not working. It's okay.
Hello?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't hear. Hold on, wait. I don't know what's going on. I got your volume's cut all the way up. Let's see. Uh, Try to change your input. Try to
Can you hear me
change
now?
your
Can
input.
you hear me now?
Try that one and see does it work. Oh, they say they can hear you. I can't hear you. Hold on, maybe it's something on my end. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. This is crazy. They say they can hear you. I don't know what's going on my end. Let me see. Let's try something else. Here we go. Let's see. Try that. Hello.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. They say they can hear you. I just can't hear you. Let me try something else. Wait. This is let's try this. Hold on. All right, talk.
Yeah.
Hello. Yep. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. Okay, wait. I'm gonna. They say they can hear you. I just can't hear. See, now it's gonna echo. See, I can hear you on this side, but for some reason, but that's okay. Let me try something else. Wait. I'm going to. Try to adjust. Let's try this. Hold on. Let me try something else. Goodness. Oops. There we go. Talk.
Hello?
I don't know what's. Oh, that's okay. I'll do it this way. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try it another way. I don't know what's going on. Let me. Nope. We still gonna make it work. We're gonna make it do what it do. It doesn't matter. We just gonna keep going. Um. So. Um. So everyone, y'all, welcome. This is my son Ja'Cory. Although I can't hear you, it's cool. Um. It's cool. So. Um. So tonight, again, this is International Men's Day, and the next portion of the conversation is mother and son relationships. So before we go into the conversation, I have something I want y'all to check out, and then we're gonna get into the conversation.
I'm really, really proud of you. I'm really, really proud of you. I'm sorry for the damage that I did.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. I was emotionally and verbally abusive. I used you as a container for my rage. The rage against my own father. I cursed God that he gave me sons because of the rage that I had. You are not responsible. You are not responsible for my rage, for my emptiness. And for 27 years out of my 64, I've been working on my own healing. The best gift that I can give to you. So you can see something different and be somebody different and do something different. And I'm really, really proud of you. I'm really proud.
And what do you want to say to her?
I forgive you.
Oh. Okay, let me just take my shoes off. I can't take it no more. Forgive her for what? Let's be specific. Let's be specific. I forgive you for.
I forgive you for tearing me down. I forgive you for telling me you wish you could leave me after Daddy died. I forgive you for yelling at me every day, no matter how many times I came home, cleaning the house. I forgive you for every woman I hated because you hurt me. I forgive you for every time I hurt myself. I forgive you. I love you. I don't know what I would do without you.
But I forgive you for not being who I needed you to be.
I forgive you for not being who I needed you to be, who I wanted you to be.
Yeah.
For who I didn't have growing up without a father. I needed you so bad and you were at work. You were gone. When you got home, I was sitting on that couch. I had popped 50 pills and you walked past me and didn't even notice it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not getting
didn't help when you told me to. I'm sorry for putting all these kids in your life because I know at times, as much as you love them, they could be a burden to you too. I'm sorry for not acknowledging how much of an impact you've played in my life. I can honestly say, I know I didn't have a father, but the man that you married that I remember, that's who I model myself after. I only saw her for 7 years. But even though you weren't my father, Mom, you showed me how to be a parent. And I never walk away from my kids because of you. I thank you for making sure I kept God in my life. At all times, I thank you for instilling education in me. I thank you for instilling respect in people, but most importantly, myself. And forgiving myself. Because it was hard for me to come up here. I drove 6 hours. I wanted to turn around so many times because I knew God was going to break me down and I didn't want it to happen yet. But I'm sick of hurting. I'm sick of dying inside. I'm sick of being in that dark room by myself screaming for help and nobody hears me. I've always hurt you.
Let me know, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? So I just want to take a moment and let that digest for just a moment. Because I know me and you have not always had the best relationship. I know that I failed you a lot of times. But like I've explained to you, it was never an excuse. I did the best that I could with what I could. Did you deserve to be mistreated? No. I pride myself because if it weren't for you, Jagori, I don't think I would be the mother that I am today. I want to know your thoughts on the dynamic with us in the beginning to now.
It's widely different compared to before to now. To before, I didn't even want to be seen around you. To now, I bring you around to my people, and they all know you for being my mom, and they all love you for it.
Going back to that little boy, to the man now, where did I come up short? Where did I fail you?
Just when you left to Atlanta, called when like once in a blue moon, he wasn't there.
If you could go back, if we could go back, what's one thing you think you would like to change?
I mean, I try not to think about saying like, what if what if this ended differently? Because it wouldn't be where we are now. It's better it have better it now that our relationship changed now than not at all. So I don't really think back of what we could have done differently. But even then, it made me to the man I am today.
Let me ask you what me not being a present mother, what did it do to you mentally, emotionally?
I mean, I would say that I didn't think that you cared at all. messed me up inside.
I remember that day that I got angry. And I told you, I said, I wish I never had you. What did that make you feel like?
Made me feel sad, feel hurt.
So, what do you think of our relationship in the present?
It's a lot better, as I said before.
I'm the fun
So,
mom now.
yeah.
I remember some days I go back and I read this letter. A lot of days. Because I needed to understand. Although I couldn't make up for the time that we lost, I knew I had to be present with you now. And I'm enjoying our relationship. I love how far we've come as mother and son. It it brings great joy to my heart when you say that's my mom. You know, I remember when you wrote this letter. And in the letter you told me, you called me a ghetto teenager. I remember that. I remember the ultimatum you gave me. One of the things you told me, you said the way you said how petty you act makes me feel embarrassed to have a mother that acts like a ghetto teenager. You said you wonder why our relationship changed. Well, it's because the older I got, the more I saw how terrible of a person you are. You said you may put on this act to make me believe that you actually care, but really you don't. You continued on to say the way you were the other day made me just want to cut you out of my life for good. But you said, but I can't do that because I have to worry about how you will be towards Jamari and Chase. You go on to tell me, you say, I wish you the best and hope you get help to fix whatever it is you're going through and change the way you are. Because if not, then I would have no choice but to cut you out of my life. You told me you used to be afraid to speak up because who knew how I would react? But in that moment, you said you didn't care. You said, hopefully, this will push you to change so that Jamari, Chase, and I will still be in your life. That hurt. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I read the letter, I was very angry with you. I was very upset because I was like, how dare you? So there's a comment that says, this was deep. It takes a lot of strength for someone to forgive a parent that caused this grief and emotional trauma. The great thing is recognizing one's issues, knowing it was wrong, and being responsible and apologizing and asking for forgiveness. I know I've said this a million times, but I'm sorry for shortchanging you. I apologize for not giving you the best of me when I knew you deserved all of me. Although I no longer carry that guilt anymore, I'm just elated to where we are now. I love where we are. I love the space that we're in. I can't wait to see when you have grandbabies or whatever it is that you decide to do. I can't wait. But most importantly, I'm proud of you. That despite every obstacle you went through with me, you still stand tall. I love that. I love, 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 love that. But then, y'all, there are also mothers like this. Here we go.
I have only known this young man 24 hours, and there's no way in the world, just reading his space, that I know he's gonna allow a man to abuse a woman in his presence.
She doesn't think about me that way. She doesn't.
Well,
because I
then
just
you
saw
don't
him
need
playing
to be
basketball and going on dates
so
together.
what?
And
Mind your business. You say that you don't see the man that your son is, so I'm asking you, since this is not a demonstration of a man, you need to tell me what man you're using to measure him with. Which one?
my idea.
Which is your idea. Now, is that the idea you trained him up to be?
No.
Oh, so how in the blazing bejesus are you holding him accountable to a standard that you didn't teach him, his father didn't give him, he don't even know what it is, and yet as his mother, you sit in his face and tell him you don't respect him as a man? Tell me how that works. Help me.
Like I said, it was events. It wasn't just.
I'm talking
And
about
it's
one
also
thing.
how he treats me.
Yeah, but
doesn't
I'm talking.
respect me
Hello,
as a
hello, 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 hello.
mom, and so-
You see, you are a provocative victim. You provoke stuff, and then when you start being held accountable for it, then you start twisting and turning and making the other person wrong. Look at me, Ma. Look at me. Look at me. You just sat here and told your son, who ain't got a needle in his arm, who I'm assuming pays his own rent. He's married to a registered nurse. He's got 3 baby boys. And you just sat here in his face and said, I don't respect him as a man. And you don't think to consider what that does to his heart, to his soul, to his spirit.
I'm sure that's hurtful.
And you okay with that?
And it's hurtful for the things that he says.
But there you go, you're doing it. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now.
Because it's
I'm
like-
holding you accountable and you spinning your web.
I
You're
can't
trying to
say
get away.
nothing when it
You're
comes
trying
to
to get away.
Justin.
Tell me, just here's the question. Just answer it. We'll get back to that other
Okay,
stuff later. Tell me.
Forgive me. I respect him. He's a wonderful man.
Do you understand that your mouth, your voice, your words are connected to the coils in his heart, to the valves in his heart? He can't help but love you. And every time you dishonor that love, you chip a piece of him, chip a piece of him. This is why in our culture as black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
That part got very heavy for me. That part got real heavy. So what do you think about that, Jacory? That clip you just saw? Do you agree with what you said? is responsible for tearing her son down.
Yeah, it's really hard to watch. To not only tear him down, but also double down on it and not change your mind about it.
One of the things I remember that episode, and I said, God, just give me the strength to be able to respect my son. Allow me to be better, not only as a person, but more so as a mother. Or your sister. Hey, Jamari. Hey, girl. Hey, pretty girl. But I vowed to do better. Not just for y'all, but for me. So being able to sit on this platform with you tonight and give you the apology that you so effortlessly deserve, I apologize, Shakur. I apologize for not showing up. I apologize for not being present. I apologize for not giving you the best of me. I should have fought. I should have tried harder. But I was so caught up in me that I forgot about y'all. I forgot. I forgot about y'all. I should have showed up. I should have fought. I should have been a better mother. Regardless of what I had experienced in life, my children didn't deserve that. Most importantly, my son. But I'm grateful that we're where we are today. I love everything about you. I'm so proud of you. Man, you're an amazing young man. Amazing. And regardless of what the world tells you, you're awesome. And I pray that God continues to be in the blessing season and continue to bless my children. I pray that when you have your own children, you break the generational curse and be a better parent to your children or your child than I was to you. So I ask you in front of everybody, do you forgive me?
Yes, say do.
Man. Malcolm says very well versed also. So I do apologize for the stream going down. I don't know why any other time I do copyrighted clips, I never have a problem until I don't know. So we just gonna keep it rolling. But to my son, I love you and I'm proud of you. And I think you're a cool young man. And I'm here with you the rest of the way. And thank you for pushing me to be a better mother. I'm abundantly blessed now. You're going to stay on or you're going to drop off because we're moving on to a new topic.
I'm gonna drop off.
All right. Well, guess what? I love you, baby boy. I'll call you later to check on you. But I appreciate you forgiving me for everything that I did to you. And you got the best version of me. I'm the most stable in my mind that I've been in a long time. And I owe it all to you. And of course, God. But thank you for not giving up on me. All right, baby boy. I love you.
Love you too.
And go take care of my grand dog.
Okay.
All right, baby. Love you.
Love you too.
See you later. Oh, Jamari says, happy Jacory, and you are good. Man, let me tell y'all. Man. I didn't mean to get that deep with y'all. I promise I did. I didn't mean to get that deep with y'all, but man. That's one cool kid I got. That's definitely one cool kid. And y'all will never take him away from me. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. I hope so. All right. So now we are moving on to another topic for tonight. Men and sexual abuse. Men are victims too. I want to play this little clip before we jump into the conversation. Yes. So here we go, and then we're going to continue on with the conversation.
I was sexually abused when I was about 8 by an older male cousin.
I've been sexually assaulted on 4 different occasions.
I was 6 years old the first time that I was molested.
A neighbor named Hank took me into his house. And at first it was hugging, and then his hands traveled. And when I tried to push him away, he beat me. And then he raped me.
And I was haunted by the fact that this happened in a little girl's bedroom.
For a long time, I blamed myself. I was just angry because I'd go to school and nobody in school knew what was going on.
When I tried to tell my mom, she kicked me out of the house and laughed at me and told me I would never deserve anything better.
It became something that lasted until I was 17 years old.
I remember after it happened and after he left, sitting on a bed for a while, torn up and saying, I am never going to tell another living person about this. I went and got my friends and I drove them home.
Thank you for reading that, Katrina.
Thanks.
Now, if you had the chance, how would you respond to this person's story?
I just feel like, or just like hug her. And just let her know it's not her fault.
You were a little girl. It's not your fault, honey.
You actually have the chance to meet that person because they're here today. This is James Metters. This is Mark Godoy Jr. This is Isaac Andrade. This is Walter Castaneda. This is Glenn Hall. He served in the Army for 30 years, retiring as Command Sergeant Major. And what you just read is his story.
My name is Glenn.
What you just read was his story.
Oh my God.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
Thank you for reading my story.
I know the statistic is 1 in 6. I'll go into a room and I'll count 6 men. Like there's somebody else in here. And they're probably dealing with it the same way I've dealt with it, which is not talking about it.
To share the same experience, I was young and I was in college. I was sexually abused You know, we don't talk about these things, but it happens, you know.
I grew up in a Latino household where
I know what that's like.
my dad telling me, no llores, cabrón. No eres vieja, you're not a girl, don't cry. And on the other side, you're getting abused and you don't know what to say.
I joined the Army to die. I was abused from the time I was born till I was 17.
Masculinity made me put away what I was feeling and not really deeply feel what had happened to me and recognize and acknowledge what happened to me.
Getting suspended in the 4th grade, getting in a fight, getting expelled from one high school, it's all part of the abuse. And it's all part of me and my child, my inner child acting out and starving for attention.
One of the reasons I rose in the rank of the military. They like tough guys, but inside I was dying.
Still makes me emotional. That what happened to me wasn't because of who I am. It was something that was done to me. It's not me.
I know a lot of males are too afraid to speak up, but I'm real open because I want to inspire the male survivors. That not just males with disabilities, but also males without disabilities.
I identify myself as a Black gay survivor. I had a lot of fear, and I just posted a link on Facebook saying, this is my story, if you want to read it, you can read it. And the response I got after that was nothing but kind.
Every time I share my story, especially as a man, I always hear back, hey, can I talk to you? Yeah, what's up? This happened to me too. This happened to me too. This happened to me too.
I'm not doing it just for myself. It's for many others whose voices not been heard before.
It's really hard not to cry. I'm really glad you've done the work, and I know that you changed somebody's life. So that's all I can say without crying.
You can survive it. You can get through it.
I think you're just so strong. Like, I don't know if you know it, but you're very strong.
Thank you.
It just makes you remember and realize that everybody has a story.
I remember the very first time I had a conversation and I spoke about sexual abuse. And I had people say, oh, women, they're not predators. Yes, you are. There are women out here that go and they victimize little boys. And forget that one day these little boys will grow into men. Women, they prey on the weak. What made me even have a conversation of this sort was I remember the R. Kelly trial. A lot of people only thought of the female victims, but forgot the 2 male victims that had testified against R. Kelly. Why are men silenced? Why are men not taking seriously? We see this every day on the news. A teacher pregnant by a 12-year-old boy, a teacher pregnant by a 15-year-old child. We just saw a teacher a couple of weeks ago get away with having an inappropriate relationship with a 17-year-old boy. And some of the comments that I saw men saying, man, where was these teachers when I was their age? Are you serious? I remember listening to the OGs tell our little boys, You're not a man till you get you a little piece. Not knowing that you were subjecting this boy to sexual abuse. And how dare you, as a grown woman, 25, 26 years old, having sexual relations with a 15 or 13-year-old child. I remember when Lil Boosie did that with his son because he said he didn't want his son and his nephew to be gay. So you passed your son and your nephew off to a predator? And you as a woman, you did it? I need my men to know that that was not okay. I need my men to know that you were abused, you were sexually abused, you were violated, you were robbed of your childhood, and you didn't even know it. But that's what they instilled in our young boys back in the day. And then there were grown women that went along with it. I remember me and my husband, we were having a conversation. And we were just talking, and he said, yeah, I remember the ladies used to look at me and tell me how handsome I was. What? He said, I remember I had friends, that were 14, 15 years old, were sleeping with 30-year-old women. What? That, I remember I held a space on Clubhouse right after the R. Kelly trial. And it was, we started out a very small room, maybe 30, 40 people. That room grew to about 600 people. And the stories that these men would share. One young man say, I couldn't understand why I was so hypersexual. Not realizing, he said, my mother's friend used to babysit me. He said, and she would touch me inappropriately. He said, I remember that fishy taste. And he said he used to try to tell his mother. But he felt like the mama didn't believe him because the world doesn't believe that women are predators. But we see this every day. You turn on the news, teacher, caught in the uncompromising position with a 12-year-old child, a 16-year-old child, an 18-year-old child. Y'all keep saying, oh, well, the 18, they grown. Maybe age, but emotionally and physically, they're not adults. You have 18-year-old boys that still have the mental capacity of a 12-year-old child. That's no shade, I promise it's not. But you do. At 12 years old, this baby doesn't understand what he's doing. He doesn't have the mental capacity. Women mature faster than boys. But you're robbing these boys of their childhood, of their manhood. You're robbing them of something so precious that they can't share with somebody because they've already given it to you. And then you wonder why these men aren't satisfied with just one woman. They have to have multiple women. They're hypersexual because you violated him. You robbed him. He doesn't enjoy. But this is what you women do. But the world says, oh, no, women can't be predators. Yes, you can. When it comes to predators, women make up 65% of that. They do it for power. They do it for control because they want to be in charge, because they're missing a void somewhere. This is why women are sexually abusing these boys. And then you got mothers that are okay with that. You got the fathers that promote this type of promiscuity. Oh yeah, boy, come on, let me go and get you some. Man, let me take you on down here and make you a man. At 15 years old, he's not a man, he's still a boy. He doesn't have the mental capacity. I'm gonna have to run that episode back when I talked about women being sexual predators. We look at Jada Pinkett. You took advantage of a vulnerable young man. People say, oh, but he was grown. Maybe age, but mentally, this baby was not mature. And you violated him. But Lord forbid, I say that again, and then I get pushback. I speak to a lot of men. Anyway, so we host in this space. Another young man says, my aunt, my cousin. I said, your male cousin? No. My female aunt and her daughter used to molest me. His own mother's sister. He said, and I used to tell my mom, and my mom would say, boy, they not doing nothing to you over there. Stop lying. Boy, go on outside and play. And then this festers. And this sits in your child's spirit. And then you can't wonder why, and then you can't figure out why your son that brought you home 10 children. Mamas, you got to start listening to your boys. Start paying attention. When they start to withdraw from things that they don't like, you need to sit down and have those conversations and figure out what's going on. How can I help you? How can I support you? This is what we need to do. I'm not going to spend too much time on this particular topic because I know it's triggering for a lot of people. But I just want to tell my fellas, it wasn't your fault. It was nothing you did. It was just a sick individual or individuals that robbed you. And I pray you get healing for that. I pray you get therapy for that. And I specifically wanted this episode because how I want to close is I want to address mental health and the Black man. My sister Mellow Yellow says, my oldest son was assaulted sexually by a man family member at a young age. I couldn't understand and didn't know his reasons for being so angry. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what. He did not open up to me until he was 18 years old. She said, my heart sank. She said, I grabbed him and I hugged him and we cried together. She said, we went to counseling. We both needed it. She said, I was hurt with my son for not telling me, hurt with him for not allowing me to fight with him or for him. Let me say this to you, sis. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your son's fault. It was a sick, demented person, an evil spirited person that violated your child. They violated your son. But most importantly, I want to thank you for being receptive when he came and told you and you didn't turn a blind eye. You didn't turn your cheek. Because we see a lot of parents, we see this because we want to keep the predator protected, but not our child or children. You know that uncle is touching on these children, but you still allow this monster to sit at the head of the table every holiday. You still allow your children to go around him. We see this far too often. Naziah Harris, her own auntie, jealous. This little girl had been violated her entire life. We have got to stop protecting the monsters in the family and start protecting our children. Most importantly, our boys. When you see your boys start to act different, because look at the situation with the 9 and the 10-year-old that violated the 5-year-old little girl. Where do you think they got that from? They saw somebody do that, or somebody's done that to them. I have male friends that were sexually violated by family members, by coaches, by the people in the church. When something's off, baby, we got to start paying attention. So as we get ready to bring Black Girl Interrupted podcast to a close, I want to end with this one. Mental health in the Black man. I saved this one for last simply because yesterday I was supposed to discuss Marshawn Nealon. Marshawn Nealon was the 24-year-old football player for the Dallas Cowboys who so tragically took his life 2 weeks ago. Mella says, family turned against both of us. She said, but I didn't give a damn because I stood by my son as you should have. And I applaud you for allowing that mother in you to kick in. Because, baby, you have a phenomenal, handsome son. And he turned out all right. And I owe all of that to you. We owe all of that to you. You did that. But then you also had a village around your son to support him too. You had beautiful males around your son to uplift, encourage, and empower him. And that's why he's the phenomenal man he is today. Salute to you for standing in a gap with your son. Because we don't see that enough. We don't see it. So again, mental health in a Black man. Again, last night I was supposed to do Marshawn Nealon, but I did Talk to Me Tuesday. Suicide is the third leading cause of death in Black men under the age of 55. The third. We see fellas walking around, smiling, laughing, joking, but dying on the inside. And we don't even bother to check on them. You're welcome, baby. We don't even check on them. We just assume he's okay because he's laughing, he's smiling, he's joking. That's called high functioning depression. And we don't realize that they need help because they cry for help. There are signs that show he needs help. But we tell him, hey, suck it up. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. No. One of the things that we need to stop doing is telling men to suck it up. We need to stop telling men, you ain't got nothing to be depressed about. What you depressed about? You a man. Man's supposed to be tough. They supposed to be strong. Y'all supposed to endure. No. Mella Yellow says, I didn't know I needed this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you're more than welcome, baby. You come over here to Black Girl Interrupt that podcast more often, and I promise you, I'm not gonna never disappoint you. Because when we leave here, when we log out for the night, I want people to leave nourished. I want you to leave fulfilled. I want you to know that there is somebody rooting for you, that's cheering you on. But when it comes to suicide, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to anxiety, depression, we don't talk about it enough. These need to be everyday conversations because we're seeing our baby boys take their lives. And you say, well, what does a 6-year-old have to be depressed about? Let's see. Bullying, maybe? Because this baby, he's not wearing the best name brand clothes. People bully you. And social media is the devil's playground. So what? That boy likes race cars. So what? That little boy likes to draw. So what? That little boy likes comic books. That doesn't make him weird, but you have people that just want to be bullies because guess what? Their mothers were bullies. Their fathers were bullies. And then they say, "Oh, my baby will never do that." You don't know what your child gonna do when he away from you. So stop saying what your child won't do. Because the ones that you say won't do, will do. We see these babies being bullied. We see these babies being teased. Oh, hi, you wearing Walmart shoes? Okay, I wear Walmart shoes. Now what? But we have got to create bigger spaces and bigger platforms for our men to be able to come in and be safe and to be able to unpack what they're going through. Because men carry just as much as we do. But we're so selfish and we only think about us that we want him to suck up whatever it is he's going through, but you want him to be available for us. How is that fair? How is that fair that you want him to be readily available for you, but when he comes to you and tries to unpack things with you, you shut him down. And then you wonder why he don't talk to you. And then you wonder why he talks and hangs with Jeffrey all day. You wonder why he goes and he hangs with Rob and this, why he's never at home. A lot of y'all are saying, oh, he's gay. He always with his homeboy. No, because maybe his homeboy is his safe space. Maybe his homeboy is his peace. You understand? Maybe he could go to his homeboy and say, man, stuff not going right at home. I remember watching Atlanta, the show. Childish Gambino went to therapy. And I remember the comments. Boy, these some spicy dudes, man. These dudes sassy. No, he's not. Because he's human. And how dare you not allow that man to be safe in his own home? How dare you make this man uncomfortable? And then you wonder why he don't come home. Because number one, he don't feel safe. Number two, he's exhausted. He don't want to hear. He don't want to hear it because he's dealing with enough. He's trying to come home. He's trying to talk to you because you're supposed to be his home. Here's the clip I'm talking about, and then we're going to go ahead and finish the conversation. Let's go.
You were hurt by someone you trusted.
Yeah.
Like the family member who abused you.
Yeah.
Which made you feel powerless again. It's cool. You should release this.
Wow, when I saw that scene from Atlanta, I knew I had to talk about it on this week's Cross Connection because it's really not something we see on TV every day, and that's Black men in therapy. And of course, you may remember Kendrick Lamar's album, which dropped this summer, that also explores this very timely topic. Now, according to researchers, Black men are about half as likely to pursue counseling as their white counterparts when experiencing anxiety or depression. Well, the first step in breaking that stigma is to talk about it. And so here with me is Dr. Michael A. Lindsay. He's Dean of the NYU Silver School of Social Work. And back with us is Dr. Jason Johnson. Mike, I want to start with you. Dr. Mike, my Morehouse man on set with me. Great to have you here with me on set, seriously. And I just, I've noticed that this conversation around therapy and Black men is becoming normalized, but maybe not normalized to the extent which it needs to be. Why do you think that's happening now?
Well, I think the pandemic has certainly had an impact on how people are being in touch with their emotions and their psychology, if you will. People are being encouraged to talk about how the pandemic has impacted them. And I think it's a great thing because for so long, there's been so much stigma related to talking about these issues. And so, the time is really perfect for us to be having these conversations because so many people are hurting as a result of what has transpired in the pandemic.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Jason, I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, getting all up in your biz. But seriously, have you gone to therapy before?
I have, and I actually really debated as to whether I was going to answer this question because it's not so much a fear of threatened masculinity. I just never wanted to really talk about it. But yes, I actually had a therapist. I was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Frankly.
That was the end of that clip. I'm so sorry. But going back and thinking and listening to what they just said, Black men don't have those safe spaces. When Black women, I'm so sorry, when Black women talk about their traumas, men are bypassing those conversations. We're able to talk about the depression. We're able to talk about the anxiety. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, we just, we hope you feel better. But when men, it's like, hey, you got to be tough. How dare you feel that way? You're not allowed to feel that way. But why not? Why is that man not able to be sad without being told he's sassy or he's gay? Why not? One thing about me, I will always advocate for the mental health of Black men. I will always do just that. Because I hear you. A lot of men feel they don't have a voice. A lot of men are crying for help. A lot of men are crying in the background, struggling. But they don't have anybody to talk to because they're judged. Fingers are pointed at them. So they just don't say anything. And then they let them weigh it, and then it starts to weigh down on them. It starts to take a toll on their mental, so they figure the only way that I'm going to be okay is if I just eliminate myself altogether because I'm tired of hurting. But I want you fellas to know, going to therapy is okay. It's okay to get an unbiased person to help you navigate your emotions. It's okay to allow someone to show you the correct way. It doesn't make you crazy. It doesn't make you a lunatic. Men need that. Men carry just as much trauma as we as women. They carry a lot. Again, we see the racial profiling. We see that. Where these police officers are unaliving our Black men, our Black boys, and no justice is ever served. We see this. That takes a toll. And then not to forget that he was verbally abused as a child. He was emotionally abused. He was sexually abused. Then he moves into this relationship with this woman who berates him, who tears him down, who tells him he ain't a real man because he don't have a real job. Oh, he can't bring nothing to the table. But this man is working 2 jobs to provide a roof over your head, to make sure clothes on your back, food on your table, the kids are fed. How dare you not make yourself readily available for your partner, for your mate? Yes, men do go to the barbershop and they have the barb that maybe that's their sanctuary, but their home should be safe. They should be able to mentally unpack what they have going on, and you need to be there to support it, not put them down. But some of you women don't care because it has to be all about you. They're selfish. So to you black men, I see you. I hear you. And I'm so sorry that everything you gave to that woman, she threw it right back in your face. But I encourage you, black man, go get help. Go talk to somebody. It's okay. It doesn't make you less than. You know, Mela Yella says, excuse me, normalize communicating, vulnerability, understanding, compassion, and normalize the fact that none of the four equals to weakness. And that's how they make men feel. They say, oh, you're weak because what you got to be depressed about? Maybe he's not happy in his job. Maybe he's still dealing with trauma from the past. Maybe he's still dealing with father issues. Maybe he's still dealing with mother issues. We don't know. But I appreciate you brothers when you're vulnerable. I appreciate when you're open because now I can understand how to approach my husband. I remember when my husband was told that, that he had prostate cancer. And let me tell you, I waited a couple of days to ask how his mental was because I know he needed time to process that. I knew he needed time to digest that. And I respected that. So I didn't try to and bombard him and say, well, babe, how you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? I wanted him to process that. And when he was ready, he came to me. I asked him one day when I saw him walk through the door because he was different. And I said, babe, how are you feeling mentally? He looked at me and said, babe, I'm scared. And in that moment, I forgot about me and my mental health because I had to be in support of this man. I have to be and take care of him. He had his radiation seeding done yesterday. Procedure went great, but he was anxious. He tossed and turned all night long. So I prayed over him so he could rest. He starts radiation therapy December 18th. I told him, babe, we got this. We're going to beat this together. Wherever you fall short, baby, don't worry. I'm going to fill in the cracks. I got you. Anytime you want to talk, I'm here. But just know we in this battle and we in this fight together. And that's what we have to start doing, ladies. Let that man say what he needs to say. Let that man unpack that. Because what you don't want him to do is let it sit. And then it piles and piles and piles and it just festers. And then before you know it, he explodes. We got to do better. Fellas, I need you to take care of your mental for me. Whatever resources you need, message me. I got you. Matter of fact, you don't even have to. I'll post them on my page. I'll post them. Because I want you to feel better. I want you to heal. I want those wounds to finally close because I want you to walk in your glory. I want you to recognize and see how beautiful you are. I want you to know that whatever happened to you in the past doesn't define who you are as a person. It's okay to show those battle scars, but it's even better to let them heal. Just know I'm praying for you, baby, and I love you. I'll never stop fighting for you. I'll never stop advocating for your mental. I'll never stop. I'm on your side. I got your back. I do. My final thoughts. Again, today is International Men's Day. Tonight we discussed all things men, ranging from domestic violence to sexual abuse to mental health. I want you fellas to know I get it. I get it. I want you fellas to know that there are still women out here that are taking accountability for where we shortchanged you at. But I also want you fellas to know you gotta forgive the person or the people that hurt you. You gotta take your power back. You gotta know how valuable you are. You have to know how appreciated you are. You have to know that we still love you. We still need you. Again, you can't have woman without man. And on that note, I'm going to bring it to a close. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone has a beautiful rest of the week. I hope everyone has a beautiful weekend. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Black Girl Interrupted. I'm on YouTube. I'm on all streaming platforms. Black Girl Interrupted is back in full swing every Tuesday, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, you can follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Baby, I'm everywhere. Just come holler at your girl. But we'll be back next Tuesday. Yes, next week is Halloween. Thanksgiving. I'm so sorry. So we'll tap in because I want you guys to enjoy your week with your family, your friends, or even if you're by yourself. I want you to be the best that you can be and know that I'm rooting for you on the other side. God bless you. I love you. Don't forget on Mondays, don't forget to come over to TikTok because I still am doing my Mental Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget. Again, I hope you, ladies and gentlemen, had a beautiful time. I hope I learned y'all something today. I hope you walked away with some kind of nourishment. Because if you have, I've done exactly what I'm supposed to do. But I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you Monday. Have a good night. See you later. Edmund says I needed this so bad. Thank you for. You're welcome.